What's up, people? What's happening? What's good? What's good? Happy Wednesday. Your goals don't fucking matter. And I'm going to bring that to you live and direct. Twisted message here because your goals are important, but no, the goal itself does not fucking matter. And to be honest with you, I'm just going to bring this close to myself because I was having this thought actually quite recently, probably like an hour ago. It's like, I love winning and shit. And my goal for this show that I'm doing in the next a couple of weeks here, 7 weeks, is to go there to dominate, to win, and to establish my dominance and like be a fucking winner because I go to the gym and I train for this year in year out, and like I want to win. Okay, my goal is to win. My goal is to develop a pro physique, to earn a pro card, to be crowned the best in Canada. All these good things, all these good goals. These are all goals of mine. But the reason why they don't fucking matter is because the goal itself actually really does nothing. Like, think of it for your weight loss. Like, your weight loss is like, okay, cool. You want to lose 20 pounds, you lose 20 pounds. What's up, Rome? I see you on TikTok. You want to lose 20 pounds and you lose your 20 pounds. Okay. You get to that point now where you're 20 pounds lighter. And it's like, okay, cool. That goal of yours is achieved. It was important. You achieved that goal. You're working towards something. But now that you're there, it's like, okay, what now? What next? Right. And I find that like a lot of people, me included, have been like that, where it's like, okay, I've got this goal of mine. I'm going to work my ass off to get to this goal. But once I get to this goal, like, what next? What happens, right? You have to like sort of another goal to put beyond that. And then, like, that's the healthy sort of ritual. You're putting goal after goal after goal. But the funny thing is that if you realize that the goal doesn't matter, what matters is the journey. And I know it's so cheesy, it's so corny to hear, but the number one thing that's going to keep you to get to your goals, the number one thing that's going to bring you to your goals, the number one thing, in my opinion, that's going to keep you and get you to your goals is the love of the journey. The love of the journey. Like the loving of all the painful shit that most people turn their heads from. Like doing all the extra cardio that I need to do to get my body in tip-top shape to be best in Canada. That is hard to love. It's easier to love the goal, the outcome of winning nationals. It's easier to love, the goal, the outcome of like getting a pro card than it is to actually love the process of showing up each and every single day without fail, not letting yourself down, you know what I mean? And being consistent, the journey. And now when you look at it, then you can apply this to your fat loss as well, guys and girls. Like when you look at it, it's like, okay, well, cool. You get to that goal. And even if you make another goal up, to pass that, surpass that, cool. Like, what's your guarantee of getting towards that goal if you cannot implement the same things that got you to your first goal? Right? Which makes me further emphasize the point, your goals don't fucking matter, the journey does. If you can learn to be comfortable and love the journey, if you can learn how to be consistent, during times, especially when you don't actually want to be consistent, during times where it feels the most difficult to be consistent and you still pull through, like that's what matters the most. That is the goal. That should be the goal for everybody. To be able to be as consistent and as high energy as possible when it comes to working towards any goal, not the goal itself. As I said, it's amazing to set up goals. It's important to set up goals. You have something to work towards. But once you achieve that goal, you have to set up another one. And what we find is that the only one common denominator is that you stay working. The only one common denominator is that you stay on a journey. And that even though you go and you fucking shoot for that goal of yours, no matter what, the next goal that you set after that, you'll be shooting for as well. And the one after that, you'll be shooting after as well. The reason why is because you're staying in the journey. Okay. You're staying in the journey, doing the things that got your goals taken care of that can keep you at your goal or surpass you, allow you to surpass that goal. Right. So, guys and girls, like when I made this title for the live stream today, I was kind of like trolling a little bit because goals are important, but at the same time, like the goals are not everything because once you achieve them, they're done unless you have another goal to achieve. So I say you're better off falling in love with the process, falling in love with, the journey, letting the journey be the goal itself. The fact that you're able to be as consistent, as feverishly, like, to work so hard for something and get closer to it or even get to it or surpass it, like that feeling of being in momentum, that feeling of you like grinding for something and getting there or almost getting there, that's like that's the thing. That's what you need. That's the one thing that's going to keep you moving forward in life in general, regardless of if your goal is to, like Matt, be a natural national bodybuilder, and get a pro card, or the best in Canada, the best in the nation, or to lose 20 pounds, or to gain your first 10 pounds of muscle, or to make more money at work, to take that leap of faith in a start a business, whatever it is. Like, the journey, falling in love with the journey is 10 times out of 10, in my opinion, more important than just having a goal. Because you can have a million different goals, but if you don't have that, like, that vigor, if you don't have that like intensity to actually seek after your goal, your goals will just be like sticky notes on a wall. To be honest with you, you don't have what it takes to accomplish those goals. And what it takes is you being comfortable with that journey, you loving that journey more than the goal itself. Because it's like, for me, even like, I'm Matt, right? I've got my goal. Okay, I've got several goals, and when I, achieve this goal specifically of being the best in Canada, earning my pro card naturally, it's like, okay, well, then what? The pro league is a whole different beast, full of a whole different bunch of animals. If my goal was just to get the pro card, what the fuck was this all for? Excuse my language. Because I'm going to work my ass off, get there, and then like not work anymore. Like, I've got to prove myself even harder now, right? So it does take a lot more. But where does that extra come from? Where does this more come from? It comes from the journey, guys and girls, to stay in that momentum, to be on that path to success, and to stay on it even after I've achieved success. That's the truth. Like, that's what matters more than any goal that you can ever set out for yourself, guys and girls. And like, don't hesitate to drop comments or questions as I go along, because I will read them at the end of the live stream, as I always do. I fucking love and appreciate each and every single one of you on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. What's up, Vito? He says, facts. You hit the goal and it doesn't feel as great as you think it's going to feel. And that's true. And even if it does feel as great as, you think it's supposed to. Like, for me, when I won nationals in 2018, I was working towards it, kind of anticipating it, but I wasn't expecting it. But when it came to me, I was like, oh my fucking God, I'm 20 years old. I just, like, I won nationals. Like, this is amazing. This is great. And for the next month, I was in the gym crushing it. Like, my motivation was at an all-time high. But then I was like, okay, well, I want more. I want to turn pro. I want to do this. I want to do that. And I started setting up all these goals. But what I realized was my love for the journey wasn't as strong as my love for the outcome. And because of that, I was able to slack off a little bit more than I normally would have. I was able to, cut corners when I normally wouldn't have. And only when I realized, okay, well, when I'm in momentum and I'm busting my ass day in, day out, that's when like the good things happen. Fuck the good things that I'm going to work for. I'm going to stay in a position where I make good things happen. Does that make sense? If that makes sense, let me know in the comments, right? So, like, again, having a goal is important, right? It's like having a map. You don't know where to go if you don't have a goal. But what's the point of having a map if you don't have legs, you don't have a car, you don't have a bike, you don't have any vehicle to get you to that end desired goal, right? Like, that's what a goal, that's actually the perfect analogy that I can think of when it comes to having a goal and having, a method, or, being in a state of momentum where you can actually apply yourself fully to get to that goal without just setting it up and just saying, shit, without posting things on the wall and say, yo, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And you're telling yourself all these amazing things. And like, I want to achieve this goal and that goal, but you don't have a vehicle to get there. It's the journey, guys and girls. The times when you want to lose, so you want to lose 20 pounds, the times when you were struggling 1 to 2 weeks within that process to get a pound off, the times that you got 5 pounds off in 2 weeks, the times that you saw even less success and you still pushed through and you actually got what you wanted. Like, those, like the ebbs and the flows, like that, like that's what matters the most here, guys and girls. And that's what I'm really trying to tell you. It's not that your goals don't matter. In my opinion, for myself, when I look at it, my goals don't fucking matter. The journey does. How I get to those goals fucking matters the most. Because if I can't get a grip on how to get to my goal, there's no fucking point of having one. Right? And even once I get to that goal, I've got to stay doing what I did to get to that goal, to not only surpass it, but to be able to create other goals and to reach those goals as well. Make sense? Let me know if that makes sense to you guys or girls. All right. So I'm just gonna scan through some of the comments here on TikTok and one comment there on YouTube. We're at 10 minutes right now. Gonna keep it short and sweet today. We didn't get really anything on Instagram, but we got some stuff on TikTok. Probably just a kid, probably just that kid sent sunglasses. I appreciate the sunglasses. You know what's good. And again, guys and girls, on all platforms, I appreciate you for showing out and showing love. I go live Monday to Friday. I try to go 4 to 5 times a week, but you know, life happens. So I think this week I'll be doing 5 days a week. So Homie says, "Ayo, Sean Kingston, you're way too beautiful, girl. That's why it'll never work." So that's funny. LOL. Melissa says, "So true." So Melissa's, she's on the same page as us. She's on the same page. She understands that there's no point of having a goal. There's no point of having a goal if you don't have an actual, love for the journey. If you aren't able to keep yourself in momentum, and when I say momentum, I mean like in a state where you're doing actions daily that are leading you to your own goal and other goals beyond that. If you don't have some sort of synchronicity with that, there's no real outcome that's gonna last. Rob says, "Daddy." Okay. Uh, Someone else says, "Daddy." Okay, that's TikTok is funny, so I'm just gonna read them today because why the fuck not? Rome is in the house, clapping back at you. Pause. You know what's good. She says, "Amen." NBA Young Boys the Goat says, "I wanted to pull out my Draco on my ex. Not gonna lie." All right, so you need like therapy. And I'm not gonna entertain that too much. I don't know if you're serious or not, but I hope all the best for you. And I'm praying for y'all. If you all have any questions for me, drop them down now. I'm gonna read them real quick before I head out to the gym and do some chest. YouTube says, on the journey to hit the strict muscle up. Oh, so you feel me? So yeah, so homie is over here. Vieto. I hope I'm not like butchering that, bro. He says he's on his way to getting the muscle up taken care of. Muscle ups. It's like an advanced form of pull ups. I used to do them back in the day. And yeah, man, the same thing. When you get that muscle up, it's like, okay, what's next? Because you're gonna get that muscle up. Like if you're on the journey and you're doing things you don't like and you're seeing the 1% progress each and every single day, then you're close. You're already getting there. Like most of the journey is already taken care of. But once you get there, it's like what? You're gonna do the typewriters now, flag poles, so on and so forth. Like set up the goals are important, but stay in that momentum of always succeeding in a journey or always like working towards succeeding in a journey or in a goal, right? So stay in that momentum, stay in the path of doing something that's going to move you forward, and it's all she wrote, right? It's not about setting the newest, biggest, craziest goal. It's not. That doesn't actually do anything. It actually could do the other thing. It can overwhelm you and be counterproductive. But what you need to do, guys and girls, is to learn how to love the process, learn how to love waking up super fucking early when you don't want to, when it's the only way to fit things into your schedule, learning how to push for the extra rep when you just don't have it in the fucking tank, learning how to love eating a certain way to get what you want out of your body. Like learning to love the process, learning to love the journey is far more important than achieving any single goal that you have set out in your mind. Because that alone, being in the journey, teaches you subconsciously how to actually get to your goals. It's better to have a vehicle and drive close to the location you want to get to than to have a map and no vehicle. You understand what I'm saying? Because with that vehicle, you can travel anywhere. With that journey, with that experience of knowing how hard it is and getting to it, with that experience and staying in that mental frame, you can go anywhere. Anywhere. That is a universal skill. That is a transferable skill to work your ass off and to like working your ass off. Take your breaks when needed, of course. But to be comfortable with that, it takes a different kind of person. And everybody has that ability to learn how to be that type of person. All right, I got 2 messages here on TikTok. Hi, Calvin, and hi to the Apple user. All right, people, that's it. That's all. We're about 15 minutes here today. I appreciate each and every single one of you on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. You know what's good. I'll be back again tomorrow with another live stream. If you like this live stream or get any value from any of these live stream or podcasts, share it to a friend or just DM me and let me know what you like about this the most. I'm going to hit y'all up on the hit. You know what's good, people. We are out later, TikTok. Oh, we out of here. Facebook, Twitter, we out the cut. I see some stuff on Insta, so I'm not gonna cut y'all out just yet, and I'll leave YouTube rolling just for a little bit. That's simply just because I saw some things last minute, and um I don't want to miss any of you guys. I don't want to ignore you guys. I want y'all to feel heard because y'all are heard. If I see it, I'm gonna reply. All right, all right. Bianca says, "Hey, how's your day going, Matt? My day is going awesome. I'm gonna go hit some chest right now. Actually, I'm gonna eat and then go hit some chest shit, and then kill the rest of the workout and do my posing and all that extra shit. Staying on the journey, right? Because the goal is important. I want the goal, but to stay in momentum is what I care about the most. Okay, Engineer Muscle, what's up, dog? Yo, yo, yo. Look at the hiccups. Holy shit. Okay, they passed. Okay, excuse me. Bianca says, honestly, I get what you're saying. Engineer Muscle says, follow this man on YouTube, y'all. You know it's good. If you're on YouTube, you probably already following me, so you know it's good. But that's MATT space BUTALE, Matt Butale. Just search that in the YouTube search bar. You'll find me. You know what's good. I appreciate you, dog. Follow him too. Follow him too on YouTube, Engineered Muscle. I forget your exact handle, but check him out. He's over here on Instagram at Engineered ENGINEERED _muscle MUSCLE. Follow him out. Check him out on Instagram. You know it's good. He's a good guy. One of my good friends. How's your day going, Bianca? Oh, Bianca also says, but sometimes you have to let go of what's weighing you down in order to move forward. Yeah, I agree with you, and that's where like breaks come in. Giving yourself a little bit of a breather, in between to get things taken care of. But I mean, ultimately, to get comfortable in the uncomfortable zone and to stay there and to stay uncomfortable and still make things happen, it's like the best skill you could ever wish for. That's like what, and I hate to say it or frame it like this, but it's just the thing that comes to my mind. It's like immigrant parents. They just like struggle with their life. So what's hard to them or what's hard to us is it's easy to them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when they come over here and they're like busting their ass and they're working, we think, sorry, they're busting their ass. They're like, this is a life of luxury because they've learned to be comfortable with the uncomfortable of waking up, having the opportunity to go to work at ridiculous hours and working so long, so hard for their families. They're like, this is easy for me because it's like they've been conditioned to a point where what we think is hard is so easy to them. And we can also condition ourselves to do that in our own way, in our own life, with like careers, with our own body goals, any goals in general, so long as we understand that we need to get comfortable with the uncomfortable area and stay there, right? And then it becomes like a normal, and then we stay striving for the next best thing, right? That's just what comes up to my mind. Bianca says, not everyone is ready to take on stuff like this. Sometimes you have to sort through all the shit in your mind in order to make all this work. Now, I disagree with that because regardless, everybody is different. We already know that, and there's no like one shape fits all. There's no like universal size, right? So when I say universal size, I'm talking about like for the way for bites, for if people were to take bite sizes out of their accomplishments, there's no like universal bite size. This works for you. Just do this. Everyone is gonna have to do what they need to do, like like that they can handle, right? And the more comfortable they get with the journey, the more they'll be able to handle. And I can't even tell people how much they're supposed to be comfortable with. That's not my job. And honestly, I don't really care. The reason why I don't care is because I know that so long you stay in that state of momentum, it's going to increase. What you're able to tolerate is going to increase. It's going to be inevitable, right, Bianca? So it's like, and I appreciate you for bringing that out because I know most people, not some, most people are like, yeah, I would like to go all in, but technically it would be hard to go all in. Of course, it's hard to go all in. It's very hard, and not even to go all in, but to stay all in. It's fucking rough. It's real hard, right? So everybody's going to have their own level that they're going to start at, and everyone's going to sort of build their own tolerance, if we want to use that term, build their own tolerance to the amount of sacrifices they're able to make in order to stay in momentum and to stay chasing goals, actually succeeding them, and stay in that position where they're able to continue to succeed simply by staying in a position of discomfort and becoming resourceful and being able to produce in that state. All right. Bianca also says, because let's face the facts, not everyone likes to see you succeed, and your mind is your biggest prison. Yeah, most people don't want to see you succeed, but to those people, fuck them. Because at the end of the day, I was born essentially, well, if you don't want to count the fact that I've got a twin brother, I was born alone. I'm going to die alone. And I'm not saying this to sound sadistic, but that shows you I live for nobody. You live for nobody. You couldn't, even if you tried, even if you marry someone, you can't live for them. And if you do, you're going to feel the misery, right? So it's like, this is your life for you. And yes, your mind is your biggest prison. I would say it's a bigger prison than anyone not wanting you to succeed. Because fuck anybody else, honestly. Like, I cut, I bleed. When I get cut, you don't bleed. So why does your opinion matter? It doesn't. But I do understand psychologically how it affects people. But again, one of those like side skills that you get when you are in a state of momentum and just like continuously working for something and it's working, and you keep just crushing your goals after goals after goals, you start to see life very in a linear, in a more linear way. Like any distractions like on the sidelines, you don't really see that much because you're so focused, and you're in such like you're just like it's a clockwork for you. Like you're not even choosing not to see it. You're just automatically filtering it out because of what you're focused on and doing every single day, because you're like that integral, you're like that in your routine, that anything anybody else says is just noise. Not because it's just noise, but it's because you're not looking there. You're looking at what you're focused on, right? So easier said than done, but definitely doable. And as I said, as your tolerance increases, is with the time that you spend in this state of momentum, you know what I'm saying? It's in your favor. Like you have the leverage at that point. See you at the gym, bro. You know it's good. Impact Bodybuilding. What's up? My stomach won't stop turning. Get the fuck out of here, man. Troll. Pre-workout shits. Bianca says, I know you can choose to ignore all that, but it's not easy to turn your mind off and ignore all that stuff. I would say it's not even a choice. I would go as far to say, Bianca, it's not even a choice. As I said, it's like it almost becomes subconscious when you're in such momentum and you've been working for so hard for so long, and you've like been seeing results, even if you haven't. Like if you're so seriously focused, your energy is being invested into whatever you're focusing on. Like when I say energy, I mean like you're waking up for the sole purpose. Like you wake up at a time most people won't wake up at, because that's how invested you are. Like, and that's the only time you have left to invest into what you're investing in. And so when I say it's like you're not even actively ignoring them, it's like you're only seeing what you're seeing anyway, right? So because you're only seeing what you're seeing anyway, that's just your reality. Your reality is what's in front of you, not in what's beside you. And yes, it may leak in a little bit here and there. You might hear some things, but it's like because you're not looking or you're not focused in that direction and your energy isn't going in that direction, it's a lot easier for you to turn off, exploring that, because you're exploring your actual goals, you're exploring your journey. Make sense to you? And again, as I said earlier on, easier said than done. Easier said than done, but it's still doable. And the fact that it's hard to do shouldn't deter people from trying, just like anything in life, right? So I would encourage you fight that if it's a difficult thing for you to fight by focusing on your journey. Jakey says, I literally just focus on my meals and quality of training, and nothing seems to matter as much as those two variables. Exactly. I mean, nothing may matter as much. Things still may be able to like creep in and like affect your mind a little bit, because we're human beings. Like I'm not going to ignore that. Like it's a reality. We're human beings, but the level of energy you give to those things is dictated specifically to how focused you are in whatever adventure it is that you're doing, because you don't have the time or energy. And it's not even like an ego thing, or like you're too cool, or like you're so fucking macho that like, no, you just literally don't have the time. Like you think about it, oh fuck, that sucks. Okay, oh, my alarm went off. It's time to do this thing now. My meal, or my alarm went off. It's time to go to the gym. And then like the time to be mad about something, the time to be questioning something is just not there. You're not focused on that. You're focused on what your alarm just beeped off on, which is something that's related to your goal. And because you care about your goal, you're gonna work towards it. But I would even add on top of that, because you actually value being in a state of like constantly working. Granted, when you take your breaks, you take your breaks. That's gonna help you stay aligned. We'll say stay aligned, and keep the sideline stuff on the sidelines. You know what I mean? I like that you said that, Jakey. Bianca says it's a fact that we are hardwired to remember the bad stuff to keep us from getting into those kinds of high stress situations. No, absolutely, it's human nature, right? We are in ourselves like so defensive, just in ourselves as human beings to preserve ourselves, like self preservation, to be able to protect ourselves and preserve ourselves. Like that's what humans do, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not even denying you. I'm not even saying that what you're saying is wrong. I'm not saying that what you're saying is invalid, or I'm not trying to be insensitive. So I apologize if you got any of those vibes. But again, we are also afraid to we're afraid of so many things because we're so protective of ourselves and defensive. Like so many things. It's like, okay, well, just put it out there. Your body knows if it's tired, um, it's at risk. If something happens, you're just going to be less likely to defend it your most optimal ability, like the best ability that you can. So you're automatically going to say, "Yo, I'm tired. I want to sleep." But intrinsically, it's because your body's like, okay, you're not going to be able to fight or flight if something happens because you're tired. But just because you're tired doesn't mean you shouldn't do something. This is just an example, right? It's harder to fight to do something when you're tired, but the more you do it, the more you get used to it. Again, with the caveat that you get your rest every here and there, the more tolerable it will be and the more beneficial it will be for you in terms of how successful you get, how close to your goals you get, how many goals you accomplish, right? Like it's definitely going to be hard. And our body definitely does so many things to make things just fucking harder for no reason. Like if I get 100 people clapping for me or 99 people clapping for me, and that one person in the crowd goes, "Look at this fake natty son of a bitch. He's lying," all this and that, my brain is automatically going to go to the one person who's not doing what everyone else is doing just because of the way human brains are. But that doesn't mean 99 people aren't clapping for me. It doesn't mean that it's not possible for me to do what I'm supposed to do or what I want to do, right? It makes it more difficult to have not everybody agreeing with you, to have, you know, whatever it is, the one odd ball put you out of whack. But in the grand scheme of things, when you grow up and you like, when I say grow up, I mean I'm not trying to be condescending, but like as you grow as a human being, you realize like that can't matter. It's not that it doesn't, it just can't matter. And the more you make it matter, the more it's gonna weigh, right? So be focused on other things that are actually gonna help you as opposed to hold you down. Again, 99 people are clapping. Why are you focused on that one person? That's like the sort of analogy to bring to this. Impact bodybuilding. Do you train angry? No. I could look angry, and if I am angry, I will train. Like I won't let that stop me from training, per se. Um, but yeah, I guess that's how I answer that. Bianca says, "My day is good, by the way. Glad to hear you're having a good day. Hope you're actually relaxing, doing what you got to do, and staying active, of course." Impact Bodybuilding says, "I train with my emotion a lot of the time, and sometimes lack of precision." Thoughts on this approach? So I actually talked about this earlier on, bro. Earlier on, being like a month and a half ago, right? So I think I did a live stream. I was talking about bottled up emotions. So like, and just I'm gonna make this real quick, just 2 minutes long, because I'm actually have to fly out to eat and then go to the gym, hit chest day. Um, but I do appreciate this question, so I'm gonna answer it. When I started bodybuilding, bro, I was getting out of like a bad breakup or whatever, and I had a lot of pent up anger, aggression, and I'll keep it a stack. Let me keep it a band with y'all over here, bro. I stayed celibate for like 10 months and just went to the gym, ate my meals, watched fucking bodybuilding motivational videos, and just fucking crushed it. Because that breakup kind of got me, right? So my first show, training for that, I was training pretty angry. We'll say emotionally distraught. And then when it came to my second show, which is the nationals, in that 10 months time period, I was doing the same thing. Okay. Until I won the nationals. And then when I won the nationals, after that, I was like, okay, sort of like this goal thing. I lost momentum after that because like, oh, I hit this goal. I'm the best in Canada. Da, 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 da. Fuck my ex, whatever. Because I was training essentially to, in that time period, those 10 months, to compensate for those negative feelings, just as you're doing, right? And it affected me towards the next off season because I was like not as motivated. I was not as because I didn't care anymore. Like after the breakup happened, whatever, after like 10 months, a year, I was over it. And then when I was over it, I was my intensity was I couldn't pull from that intensity anymore, right? So it did affect my off season a little bit until I realized that I'm not like what am I doing this for? Why am I in the gym? And then when I realized this because I actually want to be the best natural bodybuilder that I can possibly be, and not because I'm mad at somebody, that's when shit changed. right? So it can benefit you, can definitely kickstart you, get you into momentum, make you do shit that you never done before, like train consistently and like study and all this stuff. It can change you. Pain can change you, but don't sit in that position of pain and let it ride out way too long, where you're not even using those negative feelings anymore or whatever have you, right? Because it doesn't serve you after that point. It actually does a lot more harm than good, because you'll be keeping yourself locked in mentally to something you should get over, and again, refocus yourself on how to actually stay in that momentum, stay in that position of loving the journey as opposed to loving the outcome. Because I was loving the outcome. I love the fact that despite X, Y, and Z happening to me, I was able to be a national champion. I love that. But then after that point, after I hit that goal, which is why I say goals don't fucking matter, although they're important, they'll help bring you somewhere. But after I achieve that goal, it's like, okay, foot's off the gas now, because I'm not training out of vengeance anymore. I hit the fucking peak. Like, what am I supposed to do here? Right? So understanding that I had to, recenter myself, and although pain can be a motivating factor, I can't use pain to mainly push me forward when it comes to, something like this, right? So that's one thing that I really had to nail, bring it home. I had to really bring that one home. All right. So I hope that answers your question, bro. But if anything, just shoot me a DM and we could talk a little bit deeper about that. All right, Jassy, what's good? Bianca also says, "How's the preparation for the show going?" It's going great. Everything that's happening, everything that is supposed to be happening is happening. So things aren't as bad as you know, bad or as good as I can anticipate. I'm trying to be very secretive here, but it's not working. But anyway, things are going good. Thank you for asking. All right, that's it. That's all, people. Hope y'all have the sickest Wednesday of your life. YouTube, Instagram, we out. Peace.